Scratchy likes bananas. And so in this program, we have Scratchy in the lower left-hand corner and some bananas in a tree where Scratchy can't reach them. So Scratchy has learned that sometimes if he jumps up and down, he can knock the bananas out of the tree by shaking the ground. And then he gets really excited and he might like to jump a little bit more to show how excited he is. So let's see that in action, because that's what this program does. Scratchy is currently programmed so that he can jump up and down when I click on him. So I'm going to click on Scratchy, and we're going to see what happens when he lands with his feet on the ground. You can see the bananas have fallen from the tree, and now I'm going to click Scratchy because he's excited and he's going to celebrate that the bananas fell to the ground. All right. So here's an earlier version of my program, and I'm going to show you how some of this program works, but I've taken out some of what makes it work, some of what might be a little bit more mysterious, because some of what you've seen in this program you've already learned how to do. So here's Scratchy's code. You can see that when the flag is clicked, Scratchy is placed at his starting position, just in case he's been moved out of the way. And then also, when this sprite is clicked, it's going to repeat 8 times, changing by 12, and then changing by -12 8 times. So that is Scratchy jumping up and Scratchy jumping down. So here's what that looks like if we run the program. Scratchy jumps up and down. Okay? You've already learned how to do this, so that's no mystery. The bananas are also programmed to go back to their starting position when the program starts. But in this version of the program, the bananas are programmed to drop when they're clicked. Okay? They have no way to tell when Scratchy has been clicked or when Scratchy hits the ground. So the first thing I would like to do to change this program and get it to work the way the other program did is I want the bananas to be able to listen to Scratchy landing. Let me run the program just to show what it does without the full program. So Scratchy can jump, as we can see, and the bananas can fall. And if I click the bananas again, they're going to continue to fall till they get to the bottom of the screen. They can't go lower than that, okay? And that's how the program works currently. So my first question is, how can I get the bananas to fall when Scratchy hits the ground? If you notice, the events that sprites can listen to are the flag, when the flag is clicked, when some keyboard key is pressed, when the sprite is clicked, which we're using for both Scratchy and the bananas currently, something about when the backdrop switches. So if you change the scene, you can have all of the sprites listen to a scene change. And then they can also respond to something that's going on with the microphone or a timer. There's a microphone and a timer function there. But look below here. You can see that there's something else that you probably don't have if you look at your version of Scratch. When I receive Scratchy landed, I have this because I have created an event called Scratchy landed. That event is a custom event for my program. Not every program will have it, but you can create it. And then your program can send a message or broadcast a message saying that the event has taken place. For example, I can click on this when I receive for this message, and you can see I've created a custom message called Scratchy landed. I could also create a new message, Scratchy clicked. If I wanted to, I don't need this, but if I wanted to, I could create it, and then you can see that I have a choice of messages that I can send in my program. Okay? What I really want is the Scratchy landed message. So if I create this Scratchy landed message, then I can respond to the message that Scratchy landed. See, this is the code for the bananas, but I can listen for a message telling me that Scratchy landed. So instead of doing this dropping motion when the sprite is clicked, I want to do it when Scratchy lands, okay? But in order for this to work, someone has to send the Scratchy landed message. Currently, if I run this program, Scratchy jumps, and the banana's listening for an event that never is sent. The message is never sent. So if I switch to Scratchy and I look at Scratchy's code, I can see that when he's done jumping, that's when he's landed. So if I look over here under events, I see that I have the option to broadcast a Scratchy landed event. And that's exactly what I would like to do. So I'm going to add the broadcast Scratchy landed event to this handler. That way, the message will be received by the bananas, and then this handler will run. Let's test it out. And there it goes. The bananas landed. That's great. So we were able to send a message so that the bananas sprite listened to and reacted to something that happened in a different sprite.